Hey y'all, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome back to my basement as I'm about to dive into Weird Season 6, Episode 2 of Outlander, and people are not having a good time. There's trauma, I should say getting over trauma everywhere. People are self-medicating, and James is just trying to live in peace with his family, and the organizations are sucking him back. I don't think James will ever find peace. He will find peace when he's dead. I think that's it for him. So yeah, I'm ready to get into it. It's way later in the day than I wanted to watch it. It's technical difficulty, but I'm excited to be here, and I'm glad that you are here with me. So let's get under the big cozy blankets, because even though it's almost May, it's still flipping cold outside. I've got my water nearby. Full episode watch along is available on Patreon, so I hope you join me there as well. Okay, y'all, let's just get to it.
Yo, get out of here.
That's good, James. Take Ian with you. It might be helpful.
We want more guns.
For what?
Who doesn't it? The king may be hesitant to arm you against his own people.
You must understand that we can kill them without guns, if we want to. I like you, Bear Killer. You're a funny man.
If the king cannot keep his people where they belong, how can he protest when we defend our land?
So, Bear Killer, you will tell the king these things?
I think right now the king doesn't really give a shit, and it's everybody underneath him.
I'll consider it, certainly.
Oh, Ian knows. Ian knows.
I can't promise it.
Thank you. For your honesty, at least.
What if I were to tell you, if you just chilled for a bit, you're going to get that war with the English that you want? What? What if he had done something like that? The temptation is so there.
That should be back to normal in a week or two. Then we can see about mending that right hand of yours.
I've decided that I shall leave this hand as it is.
Why?
If this infirmity be God's will, then
I had a feeling he was going to say that.
I'm sure you will be familiar with a letter from St. Paul to Timothy, in which he says,
"Let a woman learn in silence. I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence."
Clearly, St. Paul also met a woman he couldn't out-argue. No, better to put a stopper on the entire sex than to win your point fairly. I have a medicine called ether, and that can put you to sleep, so you won't feel a thing, I promise.
Now, here's the thing. Claire hasn't operated on anyone who's had the ether, so all she knows is you're asleep, but she doesn't know what's going on inside your mind when you can't talk out loud because you're asleep. So it's a theory.
Malva has duties to attend to at home.
Well, perhaps another time.
Yes. That was a look. What is what? What is what?
Ian? What is it, Uncle? There is a woman in my bed.
So wrong. So wrong. This won't get you guns, Punkum.
Two of them? What do they think I am? Grace?
No, Uncle, they didn't think you're him. Kahoheha hadi watali.
Watali.
Yigalogwe.
Oh, no.
I jisqua yayohiha. Gila ageya dadaneli.
I think something's getting lost in translation here.
I told them that the creator came to you in a dream and instructed you that you mustn't lie with a woman until you've brought guns to Chief Bart. The best I could think of in a hurry, Uncle.
Oh, then you better not bring any guns to the chief.
She says she might have borne you children, but they might have had red hair, I think.
What's wrong with red hair?
You want your bairn to be marked with, if you can help it.
There's no danger of that happening now, is there?
Can't help but thinking what would have happened if Brown had been the agent. See this village.
These scoundrels, into the wind we go. Your money or your life.
What are they doing out there?
One day it is highway robbers, the next it's sailors.
Give
That's a greeting.
I wasn't expecting you.
I was able to finish all my chores.
Was she, or did she run out?
Now go to check Marcelly's pulse.
Why does she have a bruise there?
Where is Fergus? Shouldn't he be helping you?
I think he's at the still again.
And you've had no spotting?
No, none. But my head aches most days and my feet feel as heavy as
Oh, does she
lead.
have preeclampsia?
It's probably nothing. But I do think you should come up to the big house and stay with us. If only we could get to the bottom of what's been troubling him.
I ken what's troubling him. He's taken a notion that he should have been there to defend us. When what happened? How could it be his fault when he wasn't there? But he won't hear it. He thinks I shouldn't have been there. Working.
His logic doesn't really make sense. I wasn't there for you when you got hurt, therefore I'm really not going to be there for you now and just be drunk off my ass and absent all the time. There's no logic.
It's, I think I have a headache coming on, that's all.
It's the same as Marcelly's headache.
Dr. Alliegence.
And you won't be there for anybody if you're passed out in your office.
What's that?
White phosphorus.
Isn't that explosive?
No. It does burst into flame the minute it's exposed to air. That's why it's packed in water.
And where did John obtain this? And ship it?
I'm going to make matches. I know how in theory. And I'll be careful. Promise.
When the house burns down and kills her parents, she's gonna make
I
matches.
just spoke to Tom Christie.
Good God.
Hiram Crombie's mother-in-law died. Hiram wants a quick funeral. Tom's asked me to do it since their minister's been delayed.
You know what you preach about?
I have absolutely no idea. I suppose I'll have to pray about it.
Welcome home, Mr. Fraser.
You're back, Curly. How was your visit with the Cherokee?
I missed you, Sassenach. I must have you.
What? Now?
I don't like what has inspired him.
You just did.
Do we want to know what inspired him?
Why don't you show me exactly what you mean?
Or is she dreaming? For a second, I wasn't sure if maybe one of them would be dreaming.
Do you remember from your books if the Cherokee side with the Loyalists or the rebels?
My knowledge of American history isn't that extensive.
Ask Brianna. Wouldn't Brianna know?
And you're worried you might be arming a potential enemy.
If I do give them guns, they'll likely fight with a crown.
Seems they are undecided as to what they want.
And what do you think they want?
Forgive me, Uncle, but they did say what they wanted.
Ian.
Wretched creatures. Always seem to suffer in their presence.
Indians.
Cats. Although, some Indians as well.
The royal provinces will unite to become a new nation. But they'll have no king.
Those loyal to the crown will lose.
Aye.
And thus?
And there will come a time when I will fight alongside the rebels. You will win the war.
Better hope that there's nobody outside that door listening in on your conversation, fellas.
I'll stand by you, Uncle.
I trust you'll keep to yourself what I've told you.
We hope so.
before the Lord in heaven.
Is she going to eat it?
She's dead. That's for the sin eater.
Who art leading us through the changes of time to the rest and blessedness of eternity.
Why is she breathing?
And that thy mercy endureth.
Look.
What is happening?
Can you hear me?
Where am I?
About to be buried? Alive?
It's an aortic aneurysm. It's probably a slow leak, long enough for her to lose consciousness and feel cold to the touch.
She will live.
The aneurysm will rupture soon. She has minutes at most.
What sort of a funeral is this? You shameless skinflint. And where is my good brooch I said I wanted to be buried with?
Who stole it? Have I not given you a home these past 20 years? Put up with your wicked tongue and your...
Wicked.
Good people, enough.
Mrs. Wilson, do you not know that you stand before God?
As do you.
Aye, but I'm afraid you're closer.
That's a way to put it.
The sin eater.
Who's this?
You're not dead.
What of it?
Not yet.
Did not my son-in-law pay you to eat my sins?
Well, I'm not going to pay him for he's done a job.
This is gonna bring her peace in the
Easement
afterlife?
and rest. In Christ's name, I pawn my own soul.
I forgive you, Hiram. You've been a good lad. I am not afraid.
I don't know how little children in this church are going to take this little moment in time. Did we learn a lesson here, folks? Did you learn a lesson?
I am the resurrection and the life, saith the Lord.
Mr. Fraser will be joining us.
No, he's at the still.
Of course he is.
Still.
Forgive me, my dear.
We have some exciting news.
You're with child. Oh, I don't envy Brie, but I'm very happy for you both.
A toast. Get the whiskey, sister.
I was going to say that I have a surprise. I've invented something.
Well, sort of. She's made something that had already been invented.
They're called matches. You can take them with you and light a fire wherever you go.
These matches will be very useful.
To burn down your own house with you inside it?
Well, Mr. Christie must have been impressed anyway. He's asked if I might preach the sermon on Sunday.
Well, why doesn't Tom do it?
Well, Tom's not a preacher.
Well, he seems to preach a lot.
Maybe the Reverend's up there watching me. Proud.
If there's any preaching to be done, I'd rather you do it than Tom Christie.
I was asked to never darken the doors of the church again. And some of the new settlers think that I am a witch.
Something feels wrong. Claire, something feels different from before. Here, help me get to the surgery.
Oh, they're gonna have to do a cesarean on Marceline.
Seaweed?
Laminaria. You place it into the cervix and it absorbs the moisture and forces it to open further.
And how did one discover that as a thing?
Baby hasn't moved in hours. Now, I could perform a cesarean to save the baby,
But not Marceline.
Oh, Jesus. Fergus.
Your wife's at the big house having your child.
What can I do? I don't know what it is you can do, but she thinks there's something.
You hold her hand.
You'll regret it if you're not there. Trust me.
Brush your hair back from her face. Keep her calm.
You'll never forgive yourself if you're not with Marcelly on this blessed day.
Roger would know. Roger would know.
So for tonight, pull yourself together and be the man that Marsley thinks you are, the man that you promised her you'd be.
Just give some time for the laminaria to do its work.
Oh, maybe she needs a balance ball and some strawberries soaked in balsamic vinegar.
I'll make some tea.
The cat's there. We've got a comfort animal.
If I am to die, don't be letting Mistress Fraser be doing any autopsies on me. Do you think I could have some paper and some ink? I think
He's
it
ready
would
to
be as
buy
well that I write to my mother.
I suppose you would not have heard of this, milady. When the birth pangs are slow to start, suckling and massaging the woman's breasts encourages the womb to move.
I've heard of it before, but it's not quite the conventional method.
I think I'm gonna die.
Oh, poor thing.
All women think it.
Aye. That's because a great many of them do.
I'll not let you go.
Are you sure the lass is safe in there with him?
Quite sure.
I didn't ken a man could have so much to do with this part. Well, if that's what the wee bugger's up to, then
I'm gonna go for a walk.
some post needs sorting.
Mulva.
They're really...
Yes.
But some women like it.
They do.
Sinners, you mean? Whores?
No.
Poor girl.
Uncle Jamie told me of the revolution. He spoke of a new country after the war. And the Indians will be a part of this nation.
Oh, pumpkin.
White people will tell them that they are. But no. Settlers have been coming and will continue to come. They'll take what they want, and the Indians will suffer because of it.
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Because knowing what happens to them, I'm responsible too.
They didn't tell them a piece ago that's why Ottertooth came, was to help prevent that. We have a baby.
Never again.
There's more birthing to be done, though.
You didn't know?
He has a what?
Fergus. Fergus. Means he's a dwarf.
Oh.
But he's perfectly healthy.
Oh.
He's beautiful.
Works like a charm.
Apparently, the only worthwhile thing I can do is get pregnant.
They did kind of give her the impression of that, didn't they?
Is that really what's bothering you? Or is it that we've been trying for a while now?
Maybe it's just not the right time.
Does nobody ask to see who's at the door?
Aidan, what are you doing here? Come in, lad.
You alright? I was out chasing rabbits. I tried to make my way home, but must have got turned about in the dark.
Well, I was just going for a walk. Why don't I show you the way?
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't call his mother to tell her where you're at.
The fox pelt should fetch a good sum at Cross Creek.
And when you take the whiskey onward the river, I'd be grateful if you see if my aunt has any letters for me.
Bread and sausage for the week. As requested.
This gentleman better make his trek.
I hope you're not the talkative one.
Oh, good God. What is up?
Did you convey my request for guns to your king?
Decided against it.
Oh, you should have blamed it on...
Why did you not convey my request?
You should have blamed it on Major MacDonald.
It's for the best.
This is not the last you'll see of us, Bear Killer.
Brianna told me of the injustices the Indians will face. If that is their fate, then they deserve every chance to protect themselves. And if you will only help them, then I will.
Where do you expect to find guns for them? How will you pay for them?
Yeah.
Then I can. But I'll find a way.
Should we start calling you Atlas? You look like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
They're really making good progress over there. Tom's nearly finished with the church. They're working on the steeple now.
The church in Tom Christie's hands can become a weapon of war.
Good.
We've come a long way since Adsmuir, Tom. And that place was enough to make any man lose faith. But I'm glad to see you've kept God first. But
James, are you going to put your foot in it?
you won't have forgotten your Freemason's vow, will you? Then let this be a meeting house. A place where every man, woman, and child may enter freely. With God in their hearts. My wife too, Tom. And if I hear of anyone accusing her of witchcraft again...
I suppose you'll have me bring down the steeple, then?
No. It's a bonny sight.
That was a look.
Some window panes wouldn't go amiss either.
The milk has turned.
Mistress McNeil brought us some ale, Father. Would you like some?
I want milk. Come to a land of milk and honey, eh? What do I have?
Don't take it out on your child.
You have the same dark soul as your mother. And you know what became of her.
Did Mom run? Oh!
Stand up!
I didn't do anything.
Lift your skirts.
He can't hold it in his hand.
Damn hand!
Oh, Malva, you want to say something so snarky right now. I could see it. But keep it in. Keep it in. Is that God's will, Tom? I can say it for you. Just keep it in.
Take that look off your face.
I'll smack it off your face. Look at that view. Oh, Ian's remembrance of him.
I heard the chat. Believe me, cousin. Your husband grieves. But he'll come back.
I have considered the matter and prayed upon it. I understand now that God brought you to me for a reason.
Well, who am I to stand in the way of the Almighty's plans? But as I told you before, we need to let that left hand heal properly first. So come back then.
Oh, geez. Oh. What did he do to his hand? How did he open? Oh, did he open it up when he was gonna beat Malva?
You've decided to pass along Chief Bird's request for weapons.
I'm recommending we do as they ask. We'll give the letter to Major MacDonald before he leaves.
What made you change your mind?
Ian, he fights for them because they are his family. His allegiance is to them, and my allegiance is to him.
Well, that was rather ominous, wasn't it? Rather ominous indeed. This episode kind of had an odd pace to it because it's longer than most of the episodes that we've seen. And I know a lot of things are factoring into that, which was interrupted shooting schedule because of COVID was a thing happening. Catriona was having a baby. And then there was lots of parts of the books they were just trying to all fit in. Would they have done best to leave some of the elements out? Since I haven't read the books, I couldn't say for certain. But it makes me wonder if less would have been more. Because this episode, it kind of felt like just a day in the life. On Fraser's Ridge, things were happening. Jamie was off to his job. It's a rough day in the office. Marsley was dealing with all the Marsley things. And then we had the whole church thing, Christie's and Malva and the Christie's with the things and the funeral that wasn't a funeral, that was a funeral. What that was. And Brianna invents matches, knowing that fire will bring harm to the family in October of some future year. Maybe a different invention would have been good, Brianna. Why matches? They're small. Get it. What happened to the guy that really, or the person, I can't assume it was a man, but it was probably a man, who really invented matches? Because we're getting phosphorus all the time. Yeah, the little things that got stuck in here. Does it really go together? Are they just there? So it'll be interesting at the end of the season to see if any of the things that were in this episode was needed to be there. Yeah, and because there wasn't a real necessary arc, and we're still laying the tracks for this season, kind of felt like it just stopped and I gotta find out what happens next and just keep watching, I guess. That's where I'm at. That's what my thoughts are in this episode. It's a wait and see. We gotta wait and see how the rest of the season pans out before I can really figure out how I feel about this episode. It was interesting, but it was just a lazy river. We're just on the lazy river of Outlander season 6. There we go. Okay, so you're going to, for me, take care of yourselves. You're going to stretch your bodies. You're going to keep hydrated. You're going to watch your carpal tunnel and do some wrist exercises. Work on your flexibility, on your posture, any neck strain, and you're going to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and then you're going to come back and watch the next video in the queue, right? Right, because that's the cool people you are. So thanks again, you all, and until next time.